Hey my friends, here's what this little 5-minute quickie podcast is all about. Well, it's about labels, the labels we give ourselves, the labels that people give us and how we use them. And in effect, how we describe ourselves, which is something that we ought to change. Have a listen, because it'd be really interesting to notice, do you give yourself a label? Have a listen after this.
Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey my friends, hey. I want to have a little talk, just a little talk today about labels. Labels. Sometimes we have, when I see clients, and I'm sure you'll experience this either with your friends or with people you hear, people you meet, and probably yourself. I know I've done it. I know I probably still do it. I try not to. But when I meet a client, they'll come and probably say things like this. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. I'm OCD. I'm frightened. I'm. And the thing is, it's not an I'm. Because I'm means it's a label you're giving yourself for your identity. And that's not who you are. Could be, I'm behaving depressed. I'm behaving anxiously, or I'm feeling anxious. I'm behaving with, anything, fear, anything you like. You've got these things that go along. But they're not labels. And this is not, I've even heard people with their jobs, I'm only the something or other. And for a start, you're not the something or other. That's what you do. And when you put only in front of it, you're really degrading who you really are at an identity level. And identity levels, or things at your identity level, will affect everything you do. Now, you see, I understand that if you're feeling like you've gone absolutely loopy, maybe you've gone a bit, what's happening to me? Am I going mad? Am I going, this is such a strange thing to have. I don't know. You get diagnosed. And you see, when you get diagnosed, you get this thing where at least you can say, someone says, you have this thing now, which you don't. You're just behaving that way. Remember, these are all just behaviors. But I do understand that when you think you're going out of your mind because these things that you're doing make you feel that way, it's good to have a label, which brings you back in some ways, I guess, into the real world, the world of labels. But I guess it gives you something to just make sure that you know that you're not mad, you're not going loopy or dopey or anything like that, whatever the word would be. But you're not whatever that is, whatever you might think it is. And if that label helps for a bit, awesome. But did you notice I just said for a bit? Because you see, this is the way you feel. This is the way you behave. And I just want you to understand that. Because when you know that it's just a behavior or just the way you're feeling, and I think feelings, to me, I just class them as behaviors too, then you know you can change them. It's not a big deal. So I often say to my clients, you've got that label now. When you're going to throw it away, in this room, in this little room of mine, how about putting the label on the floor and then see if you want to pick it up again, if you need to pick it up. Because you probably won't, because we'll do some work. You'll find out how easy it is to change. And then you'll find that it was a thing you used to do, a thing you used to feel, and now you don't anymore. And maybe you'll even look back and say, in the past, it didn't feel very good. Or in the past, I used to do these, what would be crazy things. Well, I look back now, but it doesn't affect me anymore because I'm me. I'm the real me. I'm doing and behaving the way I want to. And if I start not behaving the way I want to or feeling the way I want to, I'll change again. So just remember, if you catch yourself saying this, I'm anxious, I'm depressed, I even have the label clinically depressed, because that's an even better way of being depressed, isn't it? Just remember, just a label for a moment. You can put labels down. You can tear them up. You can put them in the bin. You don't have to pick them up ever again once you've done the work, which is easy, which is quick. So just, if nothing else, just notice your language, whether it's an internal voice or when you speak to people. Just notice what you say. And if you catch yourself and you say, look, I'm frightened, you suddenly say, whoa, no, I'm feeling frightened. Or I'm depressed. No, I'm just feeling depressed. And in fact, that depressed is really just a bit sad. Maybe I'm a bit down. Describe how you're feeling, not who you are, because that's not who you are. Thing is, we always like to say, whoever you think you are, you're more than that. And this is not who you are anyway. So when you get to be who you want to be, just remember, you can be even more than that. Can't stop it. You can always get better and better and better. Anyway, that's just a little thought. It's a 5-minute quickie. Lasted just over 5 minutes, but it doesn't matter. But it is important to catch the way you speak. Because it's that little bias that you give yourself and you start believing in it, because then it becomes a belief about an identity. And goodness me, we don't need that at all. So how do you want to feel? How do you want to act, behave? Because you're you, okay? And that's the way you do it. And if you're going to have a label, have a Superman label or a Superwoman label. This is me. I am awesome. Anyway, if nothing else, I'm the real me. I'm the real me. And I'm getting better every day. Until next time, have fun. Have more fun than you can stand. See you soon. Bye. So before you leave this unplugged mind of mine, this hypnotic mind, if you enjoyed this podcast or any of the other podcasts, please do subscribe. It helps this podcast grow and affect so many more people. And we love to leave everyone in a better place than we found them, and this will help the podcast. It will help you, and it will help, well, everyone that you know. So if you could just subscribe and share this podcast to everyone you blooming well know. That's the only cost. Pay it forward to everyone. And when you do that, boom, we are all going to make a difference to this little old planet Earth of ours and the people in it. But let's make a good world, a nice world. Okay, you can now prepare to leave this unplugged mind.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.